Hi, this is FM Minfei from Chinese Effect. I have been teaching since 2007 and I have witnessed this problem with so many students. They know so many words, sometimes even the words I don't know myself, different types of vegetables, random objects that you encounter once in a lifetime. And they can also read texts just fine. But they are unable to confidently form basic sentences. I think this problem deserves to be properly addressed. Who is to blame? Of course, we could say that teachers are responsible. And sure, they often don't really care about the outcome of their classes as long as they get their money. And they operate under the logic that the longer the students need them, the better for them. But in the end, the students are the ones who invest their time and energy to their studies, and they should be the ones who take the final responsibility for their progress. So if you belong to the group of students who have been learning the language for a couple of months and you still struggle with forming proper sentences, then you might want to listen closely, because this message is for you. Forget about learning tons of isolated words. What you need to do first is to get the language structures under your skin. Not words, not Chinese characters, not radicals, but language structures. Imagine the language structures as a skeleton in your body. Without the skeleton, everything else falls apart and is useless. You can know the most interesting words, but if you can't use them in a way that they make sense in combination with other words, then your knowledge is good just for entertaining your friends at the bar. So how do you get the language structures under your skin? There might be more ways. Each of us is different and needs slightly different methods, but I will share with you the one that has always worked for me. You memorize useful sentences that are connected to different grammar topics. You memorize them in a way that you can say them anytime, any place, without even thinking about it. Once you have them memorized, you can then easily just replace the words. And here we got to a point where you need to confront yourself, because memorizing sentences takes time and effort. It surely is harder than learning individual words. You need to fight your laziness. But it will take you to the point where learning a language and investing all that energy actually makes sense, which means that it is actually a much smarter approach in the long run. So if you are determined to take this approach, let me tell you how I actually memorize the sentences. I repeat the sentence both loudly and just mentally in my head until it gets stuck in my brain. Then I go to another sentence and do the same. And that's it for the day. Then I go back to the sentences after, let's say, 2 days. I refresh them and I clean the dust in my synapses. Then I let some time pass, let's say 2 weeks, and then I refresh it again. Obviously, you need to find your own time periods between learning and letting things settle down. And I think that it is actually very exciting about learning. You get to know your own mind better. Hope you found this thought inspiring. There are over 2,000 sentences at ChineseEffect.com, organized in different sections. So, if this advice makes sense to you, you have plenty of sentences to pick from and to build your Chinese skeleton. And the last thing I have to say, there are more benefits to learning whole sentences, and I will dive into that in another podcast. So make sure to stay tuned, follow or subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, bye.